Renee Keith Freeman.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances, while the township supervisor
appointment, that's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next step.
Several new developments in South Suburban Dalton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reporting.
Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, has found herself at the center of a political firestorm after allegedly being caught in a shocking act of corruption, attempting to bribe a federal agent investigating her. This brazen move marks a dangerous escalation in an already tumultuous situation that has long been simmering beneath the surface of Dalton's political landscape. For months, the small Illinois village has been plagued by rumors of financial mismanagement, cronyism, and unethical behavior emanating from Henyard's administration. But this latest twist, an alleged attempt to tamper with a federal investigation, has catapulted the scandal to new heights. Henyard, once seen as a rising political star, now faces what could be the ultimate downfall of her career, as she scrambles to maintain control amidst a growing chorus of critics demanding her resignation. The investigation into Henyard's activities was already well underway when federal agents, monitoring her closely, reportedly uncovered her attempt to bribe an official in the hopes of derailing the probe into her alleged wrongdoing. The charges Henyard faces are serious, with the bribery attempt signaling the level of desperation she must be feeling as the walls of her political empire begin to crumble around her. The situation has raised alarm across Dalton and beyond, with many wondering just how deep the corruption runs, and whether others within her circle of influence might be implicated in the scandal. The bribery allegation is just the latest in a series of troubling accusations that have been leveled against Henyard during her tenure as mayor. Over the past several years, residents have grown increasingly frustrated with her leadership, accusing her of prioritizing her own personal enrichment over the needs of the community. Reports of lavish spending on luxury items, personal expenses covered by taxpayer funds, and questionable financial decisions have long swirled around her administration, but this attempt to interfere with a federal investigation represents a dramatic escalation of her alleged misconduct. As the FBI continues to investigate, it seems likely that more damning information will come to light, further complicating Henyard's attempts to hold onto power. In response to the growing scandal, local trustees have been working to distance themselves from Henyard, and some have even taken direct action to counter her influence. Recently, the trustees successfully overruled one of Henyard's vetoes in an attempt to bring in former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to lead a financial investigation into Dalton's finances. Henyard had attempted to block this move, likely fearing what such an investigation might uncover, but the trustees prevailed, and Lightfoot's investigation is now set to move forward. With both a federal probe and a local financial investigation underway, Henyard finds herself in an increasingly precarious position, with few allies left to shield her from the consequences of her actions. Among those who have stood by Henyard's side is Lacey, a close political ally who has been accused by some of enabling Henyard's corrupt behavior. Critics argue that Lacey, along with other key figures in Henyard's administration, has helped her maintain a stranglehold on Dalton's political apparatus, using intimidation, backroom deals, and favoritism to keep dissent at bay. Whether out of loyalty or self-interest, Henyard's inner circle has remained largely silent in the face of mounting evidence of corruption, but as the federal investigation continues to gather steam, it seems increasingly likely that others within her orbit could soon face scrutiny as well. The fact that Henyard allegedly attempted to bribe a federal agent speaks volumes about the depth of the crisis she now finds herself in. federal agents are not easily intimidated, and attempting to influence such an investigation is a serious crime with severe legal consequences. If the bribery charges are proven, Henyard could be facing significant prison time, as attempting to bribe a federal official is a federal offense that carries heavy penalties. Legal experts familiar with the case have suggested that Henyard could be looking at years behind bars if convicted, marking a dramatic fall from grace for a politician who once seemed poised for greater success. The residents of Dolton, who have long been frustrated with Henyard's leadership, are now watching with a mix of anger and disbelief as the scandal continues to unfold. Many in the community have accused Henyard of neglecting the needs of the village while using her position to enrich herself and her allies. Public infrastructure has deteriorated, taxes have risen, and essential services have suffered, all while Henyard has allegedly lived a life of luxury funded by taxpayer dollars. As more details of the investigation emerge, it has become clear that Henyard's actions have left the village of Dolton in a precarious financial state, with many residents wondering how much damage has been done and whether the village will be able to recover. The trustees, who have been working to mitigate the fallout from Henyard's administration, are now faced with the enormous task of rebuilding public trust while navigating the legal and political challenges that Henyard continues to pose. Despite the overwhelming evidence against her, Henyard has so far resisted calls to resign, and it appears that she is determined to fight to maintain her position, even as the investigation threatens to unravel everything she has built. The decision to veto the trustees' attempt to hire Lightfoot for the financial probe was just one of many moves Henyard has made to try to protect herself, but it was a short-lived victory, as the trustees ultimately overruled her, paving the way for the investigation to proceed. Lightfoot's probe is expected to uncover even more of Henyard's questionable financial practices, further complicating her efforts to maintain control. As the investigations progress, it seems increasingly likely that Henyard will be unable to escape the consequences of her actions. The bribery charges represent a significant turning point in the scandal, as they suggest that Henyard's corruption may have been more widespread and deliberate than previously thought. If she is found guilty of attempting to bribe a federal agent, it will be nearly impossible for her to hold onto her position as mayor, and she could face not only political ruin, but also a lengthy prison sentence. The ramifications of the scandal are likely to be far-reaching, affecting not just Henyard and her inner circle, but also the broader political landscape of Dolton and potentially beyond. For many residents of Dolton, Henyard's alleged actions have been a profound betrayal, and the sense of disillusionment with her leadership is palpable. The village, once seen as a promising community with potential for growth and revitalization, has been left struggling under the weight of mismanagement and corruption. The loss of trust in local government has been devastating, and it will take time and effort to rebuild that trust in the wake of the scandal. Henyard's tenure as mayor, once marked by ambition and promise, now appears destined to be remembered as a cautionary tale of greed, corruption, and the abuse of power. While Henyard continues to fight to maintain her position, it is becoming increasingly clear that her time in office may be coming to an end. With the federal investigation intensifying and Lightfoot's financial probe set to reveal even more of her alleged misconduct, Henyard is running out of options. The attempt to bribe a federal agent may have been a last-ditch effort to salvage her political career, but it has only served to deepen the crisis she faces. As the legal process plays out, the residents of Dolton, and indeed observers across the state, are left to wonder what will come next in the unfolding drama. The stakes for Henyard could not be higher, and the consequences of her alleged actions will likely be felt for years to come. Whether or not Henyard is ultimately convicted, the scandal has already left an indelible mark on Dolton's political landscape, and the village will be grappling with the fallout long after the investigations have concluded. In the end, Tiffany Henyard's story may serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked political power and the importance of accountability in public office.